Nolan, thank you. We are learning new details tonight about what led to a shooting at the Oneida Casino early Saturday morning. A 39-year-old Longtow of Appleton is now facing several charges, including attempted first-degree intentional homicide for allegedly shooting his brother in the back. In this First Alert update, Samantha Cavalli joining us live now in studio with the latest from court proceedings this afternoon. Sam.
Right, Chris, court documents that we've obtained within the last hour tell us that the brothers arrived at the casino with two women around 10:30 Friday evening for a night of drinking and gambling. Before, one of them asked the other to step out into the parking ramp, where investigators say things escalated. According to the criminal complaint, the victim told police that his brother, Longtow, brought up past issues between the two of them before asking him to go to the parking garage for a private conversation. Once there, and they got near Tow's vehicle, the victim says that Tow grabbed a small handgun from the driver's side door and cocked it. The victim then turned away, and investigators say that's when Tow shot him in the back. The victim told police that Tow then stood over him and pointed the gun at his head. He then told his brother, "I love you," before Tow drove off. Casino security quickly sharing information with law enforcement, and deputies then found Tow's car on Highway 172 about 7 miles from the casino.
Defendant has a prior violent convictions, including an incident where he previously stabbed his brother. His probation was revoked in that case, and he was sent to prison. The defendant also has 2 prior restraining orders against him by domestic partners, including one from earlier this year, and there was a firearm restriction.
Tow's bond was set at $750,000 cash. Oneida Hotel and Casino does say that safety is their first and top priority. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from the casino's CEO about the safety measures they have in place that help this situation have a positive resolution. Gammy?